In this video, we are going to see about the application programming interface. An application programming interface, that is the API, it is a software that allows two applications to talk with each other. This API helps in enabling applications to exchange data and functionality easily. It is an interface that provides the accessibility of information such as weather forecast. In simple words, we can say it is a software interface that offers service to other piece of software. Now we can see how an API works. API is actually a set of rules that explain how computers or applications communicate with one another. We already said API helps in communication between the softwares. So there should be set of rules how one software can talk to other. That is defined by an API. This API sits between an application and the web server, as we mainly use nowadays web APIs. This API sits between an application and the web server, acting as an intermediary layer that processes data transfer between the systems. Seeing this picture, we can clearly identify where does an API sits or how it helps in communication between the apps in web browser and the other apps in the web. First, the client application, that is the apps in mobile devices or browser, initiates an API call to retrieve the information from the other piece of software or web. After receiving a valid request, the API makes a call to the external program or web server. This web server in turn fetches the requested information, and then the server sends the response to the API with the requested information. Then the API transfers the data to the initial requesting application. This is how the API helps in the communication between the apps in web browser and the web server, which gives the service to the requesting application. Or we can say how the API helps in communication between the apps in browser, or we can say two softwares can communicate using the APIs.